In a significant escalation of tensions, Iran launched a barrage of missiles and drones against Israel. This forceful response came after a deadly Israeli airstrike on Iran's consulate in Damascus, Syria, which resulted in the deaths of 13 people, including several high-ranking Iranian military officials. The Israeli military, with the assistance of the United States, United Kingdom, and France, managed to intercept the vast majority of the incoming projectiles before they could reach Israeli airspace. This exchange of attacks marks a dangerous development in the ongoing conflict between the two nations and raises serious concerns about the potential for a wider regional war. Current situation looks like both the countries are arch enemies. But what if I tell you that Israel and Iran were once allies? I know it's hard to believe, but Iran, who vowed to wipe Israel off the earth, was once an ally. What made the two countries go from being firm allies to sworn enemies? Let's find out. Under the rule of Shah Muhammad's rivalry of Iran, ties between the two countries were friendly. Though Iran never formally recognized Israel, it became the second Muslim-majority country after Turkey to do so implicitly. This unique relationship blossomed from a confluence of shared interests. Both nations, situated in a predominantly Arab Middle East, found themselves as non-Arab outliers. At the time, non-Arab countries such as Israel, Iran, Turkey, and Ethiopia shared a common fear of pan-Arabism and Soviet influence. This convergence of interests gave rise to the Periphery Alliance. The alliance was based on the premise that Israel would have to establish close relations with the region's non-Arab countries to protect itself from hostile Arab neighbors. Iran, with the largest Jewish community in the Middle East at that time, emerged as a crucial partner. This strategic partnership extended beyond diplomacy. A staggering 40% of Israel's oil imports originated from Iran, while Israel supplied weapons, technology, and agricultural produce. Not just that, there was even an unofficial Israeli embassy in Iran. Things took an ugly turn in 1979 when the Islamic Revolution in Iran toppled the Shah, dramatically ending the friendship between the two states. The new supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini, pursued a policy which was deeply anti-Western and anti-Israel. Soon, the US became the great Satan in Iranian eyes. This new regime denounced Israel as an imperialist power in the Middle East, straining relations to the breaking point. Even during this period of escalating tensions, limited cooperations between the two nations continued throughout the 1980s, with Israel even controversially supplying arms to Iran during their war with Iraq. But Iran embarked on a path that sowed the seeds of a long-lasting rivalry. They began actively building and funding proxy militias across the Middle East. Hezbollah, a militant group formed in the 1980s to combat the Israeli occupation of southern Lebanon, became a cornerstone of this strategy. Iranian support to the militant group started a shadow war between these two nations. Hezbollah has been firing rockets into northern Israel since the Gaza war began in October. Iran also supports Hamas, the armed Palestinian group that led the October 7 attack on southern Israel that triggered the current war. Iran also has provided support to Houthi rebels in Yemen, who have fired ballistic missiles at the Israeli resort town Eilat on the Red Sea. Not just that, Iran supports the Syrian regime of President Bashar Assad, and Israel says Tehran uses Syrian territory to ship missiles and other weapons to Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israel has carried out numerous airstrikes in Syria to halt that flow of weapons and said the Iranian general killed in the consulate strike was a key figure in that logistical chain. Iran seeks to expand its regional influence and leadership role in the Middle East. This ambition puts it at odds with Israel, which views a rising Iran as a security threat. Tensions between the two nations have been further inflamed by the Iranian leadership questioning Israel's right to exist. Also, Israel is deeply concerned about Iran's nuclear program, as it perceives a nuclear-capable Iran as an existential threat. When the Iran nuclear deal was brokered by global powers in 2015, Netanyahu strongly criticized it as a historic mistake. Furthermore, he was quick to extend his congratulations to then US President Donald Trump upon his decision to withdraw from the agreement in 2018. Israel maintained a skeptical stance and has actively taken measures, including covert operations, to halt Iran's nuclear ambitions. Iran even blames Israel for the assassination of its nuclear expert Mohsen Fakhrizadeh on November 27, 2020. The increasing risk of miscalculation between Iran and Israel could have profound implications. An attack by Iran on Israel, especially a direct one, would likely trigger an escalatory response from Israel. Israel has conducted covert action to disrupt Iran's nuclear program, leading to tit-for-tat attacks in various domains. The possibility of a direct military confrontation has drawn attention to Iran's armed forces, with experts expecting Iran to respond from its own territory, similar to its actions after the killing of Major General Qasem Soleimani in 2020. Israeli officials have said they will respond to any attack by Iran with a counterattack, which could prompt more retaliation from Iran and possibly expand into a wider regional conflict. There is even a chance that a conflict of that sort could drag the United States in. Experts feel that Iran's adversaries, primarily the United States and Israel, have avoided direct military strikes on Iran for decades, not wishing to tangle with Tehran's complex military apparatus. Instead, Israel and Iran have been engaged in a long shadow war via air, sea, land, and cyber attacks. And Israel has covertly targeted military and nuclear facilities inside Iran and killed commanders and scientists. A conflict between these two militarily powerful nations would cause immense devastation. Iran's armed forces consist of approximately 580,000 active duty personnel and 200,000 trained reserves, divided between the traditional army and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Each branch of army and the guards maintains separate ground, air, and naval forces, with the guards overseeing Iran's border security. The General Staff of the Armed Forces coordinates strategy. The guards also oversee the Quds Force, responsible for arming, training, and supporting proxy militias like Hezbollah, Houthis, and others across the Middle East. These militias are not formally part of Iran's military, but could be involved in a conflict. In case of weaponry, Iran possesses a diverse array of weapons, focusing on deterrence and long-range capabilities. Even after all the international sanctions that have restricted Iran from importing high-quality weapons, leaving it relying on domestic productions only, its arsenal still includes precision and long-range missiles, drones, and air defenses. With a large fleet of speedboats and submarines, Iran can disrupt shipping traffic in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. Iran boasts one of the Middle East's largest arsenal of ballistic missiles and drones, including cruise and anti-ship missiles, with ranges exceeding over 1,200 miles. These weapons can target any location in the Middle East, including Israel. Not just that, the country's bases and storage facilities are dispersed and fortified, making them resilient to airstrikes. Despite having one of the region's strongest militaries in terms of equipment, cohesion, and personal quality, Iran lags behind the US, Israel, and some European countries in power and sophistication, especially in its air force. Much of Iran's aircrafts are outdated, and its tanks and armored vehicles are aging, with only a few large naval vessels. Israel, on the other hand, boasts formidable military capabilities, with an annual budget exceeding $20 billion and access to cutting-edge technology of the US military. Its forces comprise approximately 169,000 active-duty personnel and about 460,000 reservists. Israel's arsenal includes highly sophisticated drones, fighter aircrafts, tanks, submarines, and artillery, along with a believed stockpile of nuclear warheads. It relies on the Iron Dome missile defense system to intercept short-range rockets. The US has been a major supplier of military aid, contributing around $130 million since Israel's founding. Guys, the situation between Iran and Israel is super complex and a mess of history, politics, and regional drama. If things keep on heating up, it could mess with oil prices, hurt the world economy, and even lead to a full-blown war, which could be the beginning of World War III, especially because nobody knows what Iran might do with its nuclear program. This is it from us, guys. If you want to learn more about this, leave a comment down below and let me know what other topics you would like us to cover. Thanks for watching.